What is up? How you doing? It is I, your host, Jonathan Timber. Welcome to another episode of Timber Talk Time. Uh, Episode 19. I have been under the weather, so sorry for the delay, but we out here. Uh, Not only am I overcoming a under the weatheredness, but I was helping my mother move a lazy boy. And when I say lazy boy, I want to say that this lazy boy was one that we bought from my pops. And it's the biggest lazy boy I've ever seen him. It's a lazy man. Quite frankly, it's a lazy man. Two people could sit next to each other on it comfortably. Um, and my mom needed it. And I was like, you know what? I got it. I'll go get it by myself because you know what I'm saying? I'm a strong boy. So I got this. Not a strong boy. No, no. I'm an old boy, old man, and yeah, messed up my back. And I had a show Sunday at Gypsy Road Brewing this past week, and I was getting the dogs ready before I headed on out. Took a seat on the couch, and now, mind you, I did this moving like last Wednesday or Thursday, and I sat down on the couch waiting for the dogs to finish doing their dog stuff, eating their foods. And I got up and my back was like, oh no, you're sitting down on the floor. And so I'm on the floor on my side, like, oh, this is the big one. This is it. And my dog's just licking my face, like, hey, oh my gosh, we're going to play now. And mind you, I got to be at the venue like in 15 minutes because I always give myself just enough time to get there. And I ended up being 13 minutes late, which made me very upset. But yeah, my back was just out of commission. It was just like, nah, we're cool. You're just gonna have to deal with this pain for the next 3-4 days. So here we are on day 3. I can finally get a little bit of movement around. But yeah, my back was seizing up and everything, and I was like, oh. It was humbling. It was a humbling experience. I realized that I am not, I do what I do weekly, and my body is like set to that. But as far as like doing extracurricular stuff, be careful because your body's like, hold up, what's all this extra action you got going on? And I learned the hard way. So I'll be listening to my wife and anyone else from here on out and not doing things by myself when I could use a helping hand. And that is a big problem that I have is I can't just, if I got to go do something, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to knock it out. And, my dad always said one hand don't clap. And I need to heed those words because my back was like, you're out of commission, bro. Like I thought that was it. I was like, man, it took me when we got to the venue, played the show, I was able to sit down. I sat down on the cajon and I was like, I'll be good. I'll be able to get through the show. And after a 2-hour show, I got up and my back was like, oh, you thought you was gonna walk? And so I'm at the venue, at the place, at the bar, and I'm trying to walk to my car, which was parked in the back, and it would just seize up every like 5 steps. You can ask the people I was there with, some of the people that came out to watch us, and luckily they were kind of along the way, so I just stopped and sit down and be like, oh man, I'm just gonna sit here for a second and talk to y'all. And my back was just seizing up. And thanks to Joel for helping me move gear in and out because it took me like 30 minutes to walk maybe 50 yards. Like my back was just not having it. So yeah, the lesson learned is that seek help whenever you're trying to do stuff by yourself that you have no business doing by yourself. One hand don't clap. Don't forget it. I get constant reminders every week that one hand do not be clapping. So yeah, man, there's a lot to talk about this week. I'm kind of transitioning everything into weekly updates. I'll have podcast uh, themes throughout the rest of the season, but this is just kind of catching up and touching base with people. And I got to talk about my New York Knicks because, okay, so we lost to LA. Okay. LeBron's going to get his wins because the league needs it. Okay. Nobody wants to see LeBron get his ass beat. All the trades in the league, come on. They're putting on a show for us. This is entertainment, y'all. This is entertainment. Don't forget that. There's a lot of money involved, and this is entertainment. Luka Doncic, one of the top players in the league, right? Boom, gone. Goes to LA, right? I have too many theories. Actually, I have one theory. The league, their ratings are down 25% this year, and they need to shake up the aquarium and let the dust resettle, and that's what they're doing. We're about to see a lot of trades over the next few weeks leading up to the deadline. Luka Doncic going to the Lakers and AD coming to the Mavs. Who won in that trade? Short term, the Mavs won because now they got a big guy who plays defense, right? And long term, I feel like LA won because they got a 25-year-old phenom who I believe going to LA and playing under LeBron James is going to figure out his work ethic because that's something that he's been scrutinized for not having, right? Say he's lazy. He's only playing like 65 games a year, saying he's out of shape, this, that, and the third. But how out of shape is he if he's putting up 30 points every time he's doing what he's doing, right? The NBA's got to make their money somewhere. He goes to the LA Lakers, and boom, he's the number one selling jersey. They're going to make a few mil off of that out of nowhere, And I also think that Nico, the GM for the Mavs, isn't the brightest. He's the same guy that messed up Nike solidifying Steph Curry because he spelled Steph Curry's name wrong in their introduction. When they had Steph Curry come to the Nike facility, they had his name spelled wrong, and he was a part of that deal. He's the one who dropped that bag. So, call it what you want. The league needed help, right? And this is a great way to inject excitement into the league. The league needs the big cities to be successful. You can't, if New York's popping, if LA's popping, if Miami's popping, the league is doing well. People are talking about Boston. All your major cities have to be popping in order for the league to be relevant. When Milwaukee won their championship, it was a quiet championship. You know what I'm saying? And I love that Giannis said that he wants to see all the European players go to big major markets because that's just going to be better for the entire league. Everyone's going to eat better because of that. If you have international players getting international attention, you're able to do the Spurs going to Paris and playing a game because of Wembanyama. There's no coincidences. And then of course the Spurs picking up De'Aaron Fox. They're going to be a problem. De'Aaron Fox is a quiet killer, and him under Chris Paul is going to be crucial. That's created a longevity right there because Chris Paul's going to teach De'Aaron everything he knows. Chris Paul will one day ride off into the sunset, and then it'll be De'Aaron and Wembanyama, and they'll be just picking and rolling all day, and that it'll just be a wrap. And now, of course, there's all this talk about where's KD going, where's all these other players going. It's just shaking up the whole league. So now we're talking about the league, and it's energized, and everyone's excited about it in a new way, and it's exactly what the league needed. So, of course, this is where we're at. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, as a Knicks fan, I'm happy because the Knicks are nicking, and they're doing it in a big way right now. Big wins. 140 points in a game. You got Bronson dropping 42 the other night, and they're so well rounded. Like, that's been awesome to see. Like, everyone coming up, showing up, putting up double digit off the bench. You got 4 or 5 guys in the 20s. Yeah, that's what more could you ask for, right? As a Knicks fan. So shout out to all the Knicks fans out there. But we know that you could be playing as great as you're playing now, but it ain't nothing. It don't mean anything come playoff time if you ain't cooking in the playoffs. So, I worry about Tibbs and how he runs his players into the ground, and we end up hurt all at the end of the year. Use that bench a little bit, but our bench shows up for us sometimes. So I don't know. I'm excited because I told myself this year I'm getting back into sports. I'm getting back into I'm getting back into following sports again. I had a friend of mine kind of ruin it for me because he was like, "Well, why are you spending your time? This is a distraction." I know it's a distraction. I'm well aware. It killed football for me for a while. There was a stretch where I didn't watch football anymore because I was like, no, I gotta be focused, which was great. I was able to hone in and focus on stuff, but like, nah, man, let me have my fun. Let me have my fun. I'm excited for Formula One. Talking to my buddy Evan, he's gonna help me be a better Formula One fan. So, I'm excited for Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari, and I don't know who I'm going for in NASCAR this year. Big Larson fan. Ryan Blaney has been someone I've always supported just because, North Carolina homie. Denny Hamlin, I love him because he's a thorn in everyone's side. Team Jordan, of course. Bubba Wallace is one of my favorites just because, I got mad love for him. And I still need to get him to sign my diecast car that I have of his. I'm gonna have to get that figured out this year. So, but yeah, sports is sporting, being exciting right now. We got the Super Bowl coming up. People are boycotting the Super Bowl because they don't want to see Kansas City go for the three-peat. Philly doing their thing. I don't care who wins, to be honest. I'd love to see a three-peat, but everyone's going to complain about how it wasn't the same way they did when New England did what they did, But I like to see history happen, And Travis Kelce needs it. You know what I'm saying? He really needs it. He really needs a Super Bowl because, people have counted them out. I'm just making fun because he always says that every year that ain't nobody counting out Kansas City. They're at the top of the hill. Like, ain't nobody saying Kansas City is not capable because they are in the conversation every year. So let's be honest, okay? I'd love to see Saquon Barkley get a championship because he deserves it. He was stuck with New York Giants for so long, and that was just sad. He was so good, and now he's showing how good he is, and it hurts. I roll tide, so I love to see Hurts be the champion that we all know he is. So I'm really watching the Super Bowl for Kendrick Lamar because that man's winning. That man's winning right now. Kendrick Lamar is winning. Just came off of the Grammys. Had the whole crowd singing A minor. Like, what? That's Somebody check on Drake. I'm sure he's doing just fine, but man, that's gotta hurt. Like the whole industry is man. Whoo. Yeah, I'm loving seeing Kendrick Lamar win. Um, it's been awesome. Yeah, and of course, going speaking about the Grammys, everyone's talking about Beyonce winning her, you know, Grammy and everything. Guys, this is what it is. Okay, this is all entertainment. If someone else would have won, we'd be complaining about something else. So, and this is all real, and it's not real. You know what I'm saying? Also, I'd like to thank Northern Roots for keeping my energy up today because I don't feel yawny. I mean, I'm sure one's going to come just because I said it, but Northern Roots has been, their coffee is primo. Primo. Um, yeah, so shout out to Gav Beats for getting a Grammy dub. He had helped produce my record, Drink the Music. Joel and I put together all the music, and then we just needed to get it over the hump, and he came in and did his magic on it, and it was amazing. He took it to the next level. It's just an honor to have worked with him, and looking up to him and learning from him is just awesome. So congratulations to Gav Beats. Grabbing the Maestro, grabbed a Grammy, bringing a Grammy here to Carolina. That's still a dream of mine. I know I don't know if I have the ability to who knows, maybe one day, but I got my Grammy speech already prepared. There's a lot of people I'm gonna be thanking here in the Carolinas when that day comes. But yeah, congrats to him because I felt like I won. You know what I'm saying? Like just man, it was so beautiful. Also, shout out to Justice West, guitarist, music director. He knows. He's just congrats to him. He also got a Grammy. Yeah, so that's been kind of riding that wave. Just seeing the homies winning is a beautiful thing. It just inspires me to hunker down and do what I'm doing. Just released a new song called "Look Around." Part of my demonstration 2025 series that I'm doing, where I'm just releasing a new song every month. There's no real cohesion to it. It's just me putting out good music and hoping people vibe with it. So make sure you check that out. Check out my other song that I put out in January called Moonlander. It's an instrumental. And yeah, so things are moving along. I'm just staying busy and trying to stay healthy. Still clearing out from this cold I got. That North Carolina weather be, hitting you with a 25 degree and then hitting you with a 60 the next day. And I don't care what anybody says. That can't be too good for the body. So, and I'm out there in it all the time. So I'm definitely feeling it. And I think it's my body just was telling me you need to chill. So I needed to chill for a couple days and just kind of take it easy. But yeah, it's been a crazy week. What else? I've actually honestly been debating jumping off of Instagram and Facebook and all that, and just having my YouTube channel and my website and just kind of dealing with that because it's hard to I can't support what's going on right now politically. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make I don't like to speak politics on here because it's polarizing as it is, but I can't, I'm so over all of this. Uh Planes falling out of the air and planes crashing into each other, and oh boy, Senor Trump fired all the FAA people a week prior to all these accidents happening. Come on now, and got snitch hotlines for immigrants going. My question is why they won, the Republicans won. Why are they so angry? Why are they so bitter? Is it white guilt? That's a whole nother thing. Trump talking about wanting Gaza to want to take over Gaza and turn it into the Riviera. Like, bro, like, he's stupid. He's stupid. That's just it. He is a sewer line, just spewing out everything that comes to mind, and he'll say whatever to appease whoever the cameras, whatever cameras pointing to him, he'll say whatever he wants to say, and he's already proven that he's not gonna be held accountable for what he's saying and how he's saying what he's saying. So anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But I'm contemplating jumping off of this because it's just off of the Instagram and all that stuff, because it's just, maybe I'll do it in stages, because Facebook is really the place. I go there and there's just the amount of idiocracy. Well, I mean, it's everywhere, but like the analogy I keep bringing up is like, I can't keep going into a bathroom and wondering why it smells like crap. And that's what Facebook is. Every time I go on there, there's something that makes me go, man, this is ridiculous. The racism. I don't know about anyone else, but on my For You page on Instagram, it's always showing someone getting shot, or so I'm not looking up that stuff. Like, that's not a thing that I want to see. And seeing people getting, there's violence, there's racism, I'm tired of it. So, for my mental sanity, I might have to pump the brakes on some of that, because I'm just tired of dealing with it. I don't have to deal with it. That's it. I don't have to deal with that anymore. So, yeah, I feel like, the news is doing what it's doing. Reporters are taking the bait of the shock value that's going out and just, running with that when we have real important questions that we need answered, and they're not going to, anyways, that's a whole nother conversation. It's just a whole lot of stupidity, and I feel like stupidity is a virus in itself, and it emboldens other stupidity, and people just be dumb together, and that's what we're seeing right now. Dude is literally taking the playbook from old Hitler and running with it, and he told us he was going to do this with that Project 2025, but no, that's not a real thing. I don't. And anyways, I just have to say my piece on that, because I'm just so over it and tired of it, and sick and tired of it. But yeah, excited for shows this week. I got a show with Joel at Martini Golf in Burlington, North Carolina on February 7th, and then I'm at Pig Pounder in Greensboro February 8th, and yeah, just excited for music. Still producing music in the meantime, working on stuff to have my monthly releases be ready, and been practicing my voiceover work, which has been a lot of fun. Kind of getting prepped for whatever that may be, that field may be, and yeah, I'm just excited for progress, internally and externally. I'm getting back into yoga because I know that's what saved my body before, and I need to just get back into that, because the consistency of that is what's going to help me be stronger for longer in life. Because you take movement and your mobility for granted when you're able to be moving as much as you want to move, and then all of a sudden you can't. That hits a little different. It made me be like, okay, now I got to be careful, and I can't be not mobile. I got to be able to move around for my family and stuff like that. So I'm really refocusing on just getting stronger again. Not that any of that matters for anyone else, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And just a reminder to hit the subscribe button, find out what's going on in the timber universe, if you will. And yeah, just thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking in. Don't forget, you can send your questions for the next episode, episode 20. It will be the Ask Me Anything episode. So you could still send in emails to timbertalktimepodcast@gmail.com. Send in your questions. I'll be going through that, picking a few questions to go through and answer for that podcast. It should be a lot of fun. Can't believe we're making it to 20 episodes. That was a big goal for me. And once I get to 20, now I'm starting to explore doing interviews. So send in people you'd love to see me interview, and if I could get to them, I'm gonna try. So yeah, but thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Timber Talk Time. And yeah, also don't forget www.drinkdeltaspirits.com. If you go ahead and put in Timber Talk 10, you'll get 10% off of your purchase. Been out in the field with that, and it's been a lot of fun growing with that. So yeah, make sure you check that out. Also, Timber Talk Time merch. I got the Etsy store up with cool sweaters and t-shirts and such. Got my People Be People hoodie. Feels cool to have this and be out there doing its thing. So make sure you check that out. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like button, share this episode with a friend. And I hope that you find the peace that you're seeking. And don't forget to give yourself the grace that you're giving everybody else. And yeah, y'all take care.